G'day, how's it going today? So we're going to do a little something different in our video today. Instead of showing you something we're building or working on, I'm going to go through a couple of the tools that we use to diagnose stuff when things go wrong with our cars. Got four things in front of you here, and I'm just going to sort of go through one by one and tell you what they are and why I think they're kind of indispensable for anyone who wants to work on their own car and save a bit of money, or at least, take your car into the shop and have a good idea if you're getting played fair by your mechanic, or, hopefully you're going to a good shop and you're not worried about that anyway. We're lucky enough to have some real good guys around here that help us out when we can't do it, but yeah, it never hurts to be informed, right? So first up we have the OBD2 scanner. This scanner is used for vehicles with the second generation of onboard diagnostics. This tool lets you scan the treble codes when you're showing a check engine light. The particular model that we have here has the ability to monitor other onboard systems. You can check out the ignition system, O2 sensors, and various other monitors for different systems, depending on your vehicle. One of the best features about this that I have used a number of times on different vehicles is the emissions test readiness check. It lets you know if your car's sensors are ready for the emissions testing, if you happen to live in a province or state or city where that has to be done. Knowing if your car is ready to go in before you take it in can save you definitely some time and probably some money too. We picked this one up, I think it was about $180 with tax. And where, around here, the shops you go to, that's maybe twice having a check engine light scan. So this thing has paid for itself many times over. You might remember a video a couple of weeks ago we put up checking out a bad coil in their Kia Rio. This is the tool we used and definitely saved some time and money, and we knew when we went and ordered the parts that they're actually the parts we needed to fix what was wrong. So the next thing we have up here is a test light. This is a pretty simple tool. It's used to check the continuity of a circuit. You hook it up to ground with the alligator clips here, and then you just poke the probe into the circuit that you're, diagnosing, trying to question, and it lights up. If it lights up, you're good to go. You can also use it to check if a battery is, stone dead or whatnot. I won't tell you how much voltage there is, but if it lights up at all, you got a bit of juice. It's not something you're going to use every day, but it definitely takes the guesswork out of diagnosing a bad circuit. Next up we have service manuals. On the left is a Haynes book. It's from my old probe. Haven't had that car in a while, but there's definitely some good things in there about diagnosing parts that are universal to all cars, like ball joints and tie rods. As long as you have the same type of equipment on your car, you can follow the instructions here to diagnose that stuff. On the right's the owner's manual for the current vehicle we've got, the Kia Rio. It's not the greatest, I'll be honest. A lot of the stuff it tells you just to take it to the dealership, which is not something I'm interested in doing. But it definitely has all the specifications for the type of oil, the quantities of fluids that you put in, what types of fluids, as well as a maintenance schedule, stuff that you should do weekly, monthly, biannually, and yearly. So definitely two good things to have when you're working on your own car. And if you are going to work on your own car, I think these are must-haves. So these are three of the things that probably, get used around here most often to diagnose things. Another good tool you can use is the internet. Everyone's got a smartphone in their pocket or a computer in their home these days. And especially when diagnosing, treble codes you pull off with your OBD2 scanner. You can type in the treble code and the make and model of your vehicle along with the year into whatever search engine you use, and you can usually find some good information on what might be the root cause. Oftentimes you'll see sort of like a checklist of items to try, in order of the likelihood too. Again, when we were having the trouble with the surging idle, even before I got the scanner on, I googled surging idle Kia Rio, and it was suggesting that there was probably a bad coil, and then it sort of listed it down there from bad crank sensors, camshaft sensor, whatever, and you go from there. The internet's not something you can use on its own to diagnose a problem, but it's definitely going to be helpful once you have, an idea of which direction you should go in. And finally, one tool that I don't have here, but we'd like to get for around the shop, is a good multimeter. You can use it to check current, amperage, draw, for AC and more importantly for cars with DC current. I haven't got one yet because it's not come up as something I've needed, and I'm a big proponent of not buying a tool unless you plan on using it or you have a need for it. Nothing worse than buying something nice and shiny and just having it sit around and collect dust. Alright, well, I hope you guys might have found this video useful. As always, thanks for watching, and join us next time to see what we're doing in the Rideau Valley Motorsports shop.